The Living Voice is a podcast exploring what shapes our voice and how our voice shapes the world. I'm your host, Yilei Lau. I'm joined by guests from diverse backgrounds as we explore voice as more than communication. We'll look at how our voice is shaped by our physical well-being, our inherited stories, the cultures and environments we move within, and the ways each of us are uniquely wired. Together, we inquire into what becomes possible when we meet our voice with kindness, awareness, and curiosity. Were you raised in a home where communication was confusing? Have you ever wondered why you struggle to find the right words? Why your sentences seem to trail off? Why you know exactly what you want to say, but somehow it never comes out the way you intended? Or why you replay conversations in your mind wondering if you said the wrong thing? It may have less to do with confidence than you think. For some children, communication wasn't simply about talking. It was about survival. Perhaps your parents said one thing but did another. Perhaps you were told not to lie yet discovered they weren't always truthful with you. Perhaps you were criticized for getting something wrong, but no one ever explained what right actually looked like. Or maybe the rules kept changing depending on the mood in the room. When communication is inconsistent, children don't just learn language, they start to learn unpredictability. Instead of developing confidence in their own thoughts and feelings, they become experts at reading everyone else. What do they want me to say? Did I get that wrong? Am I about to be told off? Children don't learn who they are in isolation. They learn who they are through the consistency or inconsistency of the relationships around them. When our early relationships are confusing, we don't just question other people. We begin to question ourselves. Over time, this shapes far more than communication. It shapes our sense of self. When words don't match actions, it becomes difficult to know what is true. When truth is distorted, we may stop trusting our own perception. When expectations are unclear, we can spend a lifetime trying harder, overperforming, and seeking approval, believing the answer must be more. These adaptations aren't flaws. They are responses to an environment that didn't always make sense. And this was my story. For years, I felt as though I was doing something wrong all the time, even when no one had said I was. Being told off became something I anticipated rather than something that occasionally happened. If someone complimented me, I didn't know how to receive it. I rarely spoke up in meetings at work because I assumed what I had to say wasn't important or that I'd get it wrong. When people were genuinely kind, I didn't quite know what to do with it. And perhaps most significantly, I didn't recognize when I was being taken advantage of. My sense of what was normal had become so distorted that I'd struggled to recognize when relationships weren't reciprocal or respectful. These are not personality traits. I now understand them as adaptations. They made sense in the context of the environment I grew up in. Our voice isn't just producing sound, it's reflecting the relationships we've developed with truth, trust, and expression. When our nervous system is busy scanning for the right response, communication can become fragmented. One part of us wants to express ourselves, while another part is checking whether it's safe to continue. So for me, that often looked like unfinished sentences, losing my train of thought, over-explaining, second-guessing myself, or thinking of the perfect words after the conversation had ended. Not because I didn't know what I wanted to say, but because I had learned that speaking and staying safe were intertwined. Thankfully, these patterns are not fixed. And yes, I am reading from a teleprompter as I find this a supportive tool for this video. Slowly and often through the mirror of my relationships, I've began reviewing these old core beliefs. I'm learning that I don't have to assume I've done something wrong. I'm learning to receive kindness without wondering what someone wants in return. And I'm learning that compliments don't need to be explained away. I'm learning to recognize when my boundaries are being crossed. And perhaps most importantly, I'm learning that my voice has value. For years, I thought I needed more confidence, but what I actually needed was more congruence. To experience relationships where words matched actions, where kindness didn't come with conditions, where I wasn't trying to work out the hidden rules. Because I'm not finding my voice, I'm unlearning everything that taught me not to trust it. So if this sounds like you, please know you're not alone. There is a way through. In fact, there are many ways through. There are many paths back to yourself. Through safe relationships, through understanding, through healing, and daring yourself to have a look. Reconnecting with your own inner knowing. And perhaps your voice was never lost. Perhaps it was simply waiting for a safer place to be heard.